All right.
We
We're
got a
live. Yo, Dev. Good morning, good morning. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna try and start letting people in. That's okay with you. I've made you a co-host,
We got,
and
can you hear
we
me?
are recorded and live. Hopefully you're on site and we're ready to rock
Can you hear
and
me?
roll. All right.
I know you hear me.
All right. Good morning, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Gonna let everyone else continue to join. I'm gonna put everyone on mute. That way, if you're doing something else, we don't get background noise. And then if you have any questions, we always ask you to throw them into the chat. How is everyone doing this morning? Ray, good to see you. Welcome. You got a beautiful, beautiful setup there, my friend. I need to step my game up. Morning, Boris. Thank you for joining us. Where's everyone coming in from? Are you guys in Chicago, the suburbs? I always kind of like to get an idea of where everyone's at.
Suburb.
Suburbs. All right. I'll pin myself. So hopefully you guys can just see me pinned now. Gabriel's in Chicago, Southside Jackson Park. I'm actually here in Logan Square myself. My partner Dev is on site in Logan Square. And yeah, like I said, the one thing I always ask of everyone is to let me know what you can and can't see, because sometimes I'm unsure if I have the right person pinned or if I need to pin Dev or myself or my screen. So it'll be super helpful. And Dev is on site, which is good. Well, we got two more people joining here. We got Tyler, we got Sam. We got guys on site, which is even a better thing. So Dev may have to be a little silent, but he'll be able to hear me as I guide you through this. Welcome, everyone. Happy Saturday. We're super excited about this project. Super excited to get it finished up. It's been one of the more challenging, probably the most challenging project we've worked on so far, without a doubt. We've learned a ton and persevered to the end, which we're very near. Gonna still kind of give everyone another minute or two to keep joining in, just in case there's any other stragglers. Tyler Tran, good morning. Sam, good morning. Everyone's on mute, which is great. Thank you. I know Sam's tuning in from California. Much better weather than we have here. Tyler, I don't remember where you're from. Can you throw it in the chat so everyone knows? And like I said, if you can, please go on mute. And then if you have any questions, throw them in the chat and I'll go through everything as they come up. But anyways, yeah, I'll go ahead and get started with our normal spiel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jonathan. I am the founder here at Quality Builders, and my partner Dev, our project manager, is there on site. Good morning, Dev. I'll spotlight you here in a second. And, we got into this business because I had a background in construction and I've been duly screwed over many times by contractors. And I also love real estate investing. I'm an investor myself, and I've actually screwed up a lot of my own projects, and I believe that's happened to me, so I can help guide all of our clients as smoothly as possible through their own real estate transactions on the investing side. And then on the flip coin is, I love working with our subcontractors. I think they're some of the most underappreciated people in the country who are swinging a hammer and twisting a wrench. And so we love helping them build their business. And so they can keep doing the things in the field while we kind of focus more on the marketing and the sales. the estimating, the scheduling, and then kind of put that all together to make a more seamless process as quickly as we can. So I always actually start our meeting. So or I'm personally on the board of the Big Brothers Big Sisters Club, and I always ask if anyone's willing to make any donation. We would love for you to donate to our cause. This specific charity goes towards their Youth of the Year program. Happens every year. I've been there twice now out of the 2 years I've been there, and basically it gives the high school boys and girls club a chance to go up in front of about 500 people and give a speech and kind of about where they're from, how they got there, and that money goes towards a college scholarship. So I put a QR code up on the screen. If you don't see that on the screen, please let me know in the chat so that I can make sure I have it up there properly. But that's been an amazing thing for us, is to be giving back as much as possible. I know for a long time I was a very stingy person who was never giving, and I've probably given more in the last 3 to 5 years than I have in my entire life. And I genuinely believe I've received back twofold, tenfold on all that giving that I've done. And so I'm always super grateful for anyone who's willing to scan the QR code and make a donation. But like I said, we're quality builders. We're here on site at one of our properties. I want to touch base really quick on just some of the technology that we're using to help streamline our process. One of it is our project management software. So each of our clients gets the opportunity to come in here. They'll have their own portal with the contract price, any change orders that are coming up. And then at the beginning of every job, we set up a schedule that we're typically updating once a week, depending on the job size. And then we have daily reports that we are posting typically once or twice a week. As you can see, you get a full owner recap of what happened, pictures as well. I know for myself as an investor, I am someone who always wants to know what's going on. And so it's much easier to know what's going on when you're getting updates through technology. And that way, it also allows you, the investor, to spend more time doing what you're really, really good at, which should be finding deals and analyzing them. So that way you can bring them to us to do the renovations. One of the things we've implemented even more recently, which I really wish we would have done on this job too, was this selections process. So we set up a finish schedule for every one of our projects, and our clients can come in here and select all of the materials that they want within a given allowance. So you can see here you have the countertops and what the allowance was. So if that allowance is obviously over, that's going to indicate a change going to be needed, but it's actually under, then there's actually some savings we can provide. So a quick kind of high level overview of the project that Dev is at currently on site. It is in Logan Square area. It is a 3-floor project. It actually started as 2 floors. It's a typical Chicago Greystone. And we actually added a 3rd floor on top of the 2nd floor. It was a very complicated project for us. It was definitely the biggest project we'd done. We'd actually just finished another project where we popped the top, so to speak, raised the roof. And that one went fairly well. This one, this framing was quite complicated and detailed, and it took longer than we had typically expected. And also it took a very long time to get the permits, and we actually didn't re-estimate this job like we should have at the beginning. And shame on us. And our owners, we wish they would have asked us to re-estimate it too. I think it slipped all of our minds, and we actually had a large increased cost on this project. So we put our owner in a position that we wouldn't want to put anyone else in, and we've actually rectified a lot of that through our estimating process, which has been very much refined through this project, and the more systems we've put in place, the less chance there are for unknown, unforeseen changes to come up. So, like I was saying, on the project, it's 3 floors, 3 units. Each unit is a 3-bed, 2-bath, except for the first floor, which is a 2-bed on the first floor, and then there's a basement bedroom. And it was a gut renovation. I actually have some pictures here from the existing, what it looked like in the beginning. So you can see this is after it was already gutted. Out down to the studs. We took all of the walls down. And sorry, I just want to make sure I had my chat message up so if you guys chat anything. And sure enough, there's some there. Yeah, so you can see we gutted everything out. The permitting for the 3rd floor was a challenge, Gabriel, but our owner is actually an architect as well, so he was able to get through a lot of the details with the city. And by right, this building is zoned MR5, and so based on the the floor to area ratio, we were allowed to put a 3rd floor on it without any issue. So you can see there what it looked like before we had in and some of the demo. So without further ado, I am going to pin dev so you guys can get an idea of what's going on at the project. And let me know if you guys can see him now. And I'll also stop sharing my screen for the time being. If you can just let me know in the chat to make sure you guys can see him, that'd be great. And that he's pinned. So this is the front of the building. I'll kind of like stop dev every now and then so that you guys can get an idea of where he's at in the building as far as the floor plans go. But yeah, you can see the 3rd floor there that we added. And we also did all the siding, new windows on every floor. It was a complete renovation. So yeah, Dev, if you want to go inside. So as he's walking in, if you go up those stairs to the left, you're going to go to the 2nd unit. If you go to the right, he's going to go into the 1st unit. And let's go into the 1st unit, Dev. Does everyone see Dev pinned and spotlighted? Just want to make sure. Yes, okay, I'm getting some now. Okay, yeah, so we're good. So I'm gonna share my screen really quick, Dev, so everyone can see on the zoomed in floor plan what's going on, where you're at. So right here, as you can see on my screen, Dev is right here. He's gonna walk in and go into the 1st unit, and then we're gonna have him go actually straight into the basement, which is down here. And actually, when he walks into the basement, here's the floor plan for the basement. So you can see he's going to come down these stairs. There's a bedroom straight ahead of him when he walks down. And if he goes left, there's going to be a bathroom here and some storage down there. So I'll stop sharing my screen and let him show you guys what's going on. So yeah, Dev, if you want to go downstairs, that'd be perfect. Yeah, I saw your question there, Ray. We didn't have any particular trouble with the neighbors. They were actually quite friendly, to be honest. So that was pretty fortunate. Yeah, you can keep going down, Deb, if you want to go in. So we actually just drywalled all this area. We installed the water service just this past week on Wednesday. And so you can see they got new concrete installed there right below where Dev is standing. So we got the water service in. there's a pro tip is make sure you get the water service done immediately. We didn't have to dig down the basement at all because it had good ceiling height. You can see if Dev looks up to the ceiling, he has good height. And then, so can you go into the bedroom down in that basement? Yeah, perfect. So it looks like they're doing some drywall work, or it just looks really foggy. And so yeah, this is gonna be bedroom 3 of unit 1. And then if he turns to his left, there's a door to go into the bathroom. So you can see the tile is done in the bathroom. Lights are on. It's a little murky, but this is the area that is least finished, and that's because we're getting the water service done and have to do some framing down in the basement. So now if you go up to the first floor, Dev, so we can look at that. And yeah, in the back is just storage, so we're not going to walk back there. We'll just go straight to the first floor. While he's walking up, I'll kind of give you another overview of the first floor so you have a good idea of exactly what it looks like. So here again is where Deb is walking up. Hopefully you guys can all see my screen again. He's going to walk up here in the first floor. He's going to see an island straight ahead of himself. And then kitchen is and living room obviously right in the front. And then you're going to have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Or sorry, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Like I said that correctly. Neither of them are ensuite, but they're both very nice and very spacious. Bathrooms are on the east side of the building, bedrooms are on the west side. And on the back, we have a big steel porch that we'll kind of see towards the end. So I'll let Dev go back. Make sure he's all right. Yeah, so we got material on site, which is always a good sign. Yes, that's correct. Gabriel's duplex in the first unit. So yeah, you can see we've got cabinets installed, hardware done, countertops done, flooring is done, lighting is in for the most part. All of our can lights, you can see we still need our faucets and some of our final plumbing finishes. Yeah, I don't know specifically, Ray, why we didn't do an ensuite specifically. It could have been because we didn't do new trusses on this floor, and so we needed to keep some of those walls. But yeah, you can see right there, Deb, I think is there a washer dryer on this floor? Is that in the basement? I think it was actually in the basement. That's the furnace and whatnot. So yeah, let's go into the first bathroom. You can see it's a walk-in shower, which they just installed the glass on. I'm actually really loving a lot of the lighting that was chosen. This was all custom shower glass as well. For this one, let's go to the back bath. We still need all our toilets installed. So this is the bath with a bathtub. Typical can light over the bathtub, exhaust fan and vanity light. Pretty standard in any and all bathrooms we do. The bedrooms are, I'd say, a little larger than your typical Chicago size. They've all got nice closets, good lighting. And I think they're going to rent at a very good price. I want to say rental rates in that area are in the 2,400 to 2,800 range. I also am a big fan of the black hardware. We'll have Dev go up to the second unit now. And I'll share my screen so that way we can see what the second unit looks like. So here's the second unit. So there's a spiral staircase coming up here. If you can see my highlighter. Dev's gonna walk in. In this particular unit, you have more of a galley style kitchen. You know, front living room, and you have an office as well up in this southwest corner of the building that I'm highlighting. And then pretty much a similar layout to the first floor unit. You have your bathrooms on the right or northeast, walk-in shower again, bathtub. You have your in-unit washer dryer next to both the bedrooms. Bedrooms are roughly 10 by 12 feet, each of them. Yeah, I don't know if I would call it spiral. I'll let Dev show you what the actual staircase looks like as well. But yeah, so this is a second unit. He's in the living room space. Yeah, there's a little office right there. You can see where you're working. So yeah, can you make your way back to the back of the building, Dev? Or if not, you can just go to the third floor as well. Yeah, so there's a stairwell, so you can see it's not exactly a spiral staircase per se. You obviously do have the angled steps, which I'm losing the word for that, which would be winders. Yeah, I think it was definitely more of a spatial thing. You know, winders are typical in the city to give you more space. So Dev's on the third floor now, also a little bit similar layout, but I'm going to show you guys what the kitchen looks like. It's great to see appliances and so many things going on at once. So here's the third floor. I'll show you where Dev is at as well. He is right here, looking this way towards the kitchen. So you can see less of like a galley style. You actually have this peninsula here where we have the sink, stove and fridge in the back. Still have this nice office here in the front. And then in the back, this is obviously the largest units, which is actually only 2 bed, 1 bath, but much bigger bedrooms and an ensuite bathroom like Ray you were mentioning before. So you can see the ensuite is back here with a nice big walk-in shower as well. And this is actually a big room with a walk out to the roof, or not the roof, but the actual steel porch we have in the back. And then obviously there's the second bedroom that's here, or second bathroom that's in there as well, which is pretty standard, you know, 5 by 8, 5 by 9 bathroom that you see on all over the place. And then you have your in-unit laundry as well. Bedroom 2, still a good size actually, about 12 by 9, so a little bit larger than your standard Chicago style. Okay, so Dev is back on site. You can see we got our appliances going in, so you can see the kitchen's there, microwave range is going in. You can go to the back now, Dev. That would be helpful. A lot of people on site, which is always a good thing as you're trying to finish things up. So here's the bedroom number 1. In-unit washer dryer to the right, and then here's bathroom number 1. Same similar finishes. We put in a little, instead of doing a niche, shower niche, which we'd usually do like a 1 by 1 niche, we end up doing a shelf, which looks pretty nice. I think you actually have to install those shelves after you grout as well. So one thing to note. All right, let's go to the back now. Yeah, can we go into back bedroom? So this is obviously the biggest, best bedrooms, hence the walk out to the steel porch, the walk-in shower, double vanity. And then in the back, we have a monster steel porch. Hopefully Deb can get back there as well so you can see what the back looks like. So that porch is brand new. We have the Trex decking, which is, premium decking as well. We had a couple quality issues with the porch and the way it was stepping up as well. So we had to fix these landings actually right where Deb is at to make sure we had the right amount of steps and we had the right clearance. So our sub had to go back and fix those. And then as you can see, we are installing doors as we speak, which is a beautiful thing to see. So Tyler, reasoning for using steel versus wood is definitely a height issue. So once you're going above, I believe it's 3 floors, you gotta switch to a steel porch now. And plus that porch has a layout to get up to the roof as well. We didn't build the roof connection just for a cost saving standpoint because there's a lot of things on this particular project that we needed to de-scope from the project because of the heavy cost overrun we had. We actually started work with our client in, I'm not going to know the month or the year, but right around COVID, actually the beginning of COVID. And, I mean, all of you know, or if you don't know, cost prices went drastically up, especially for lumber, which was by far the biggest issue we had. Our lumber prices, essentially increased 30%. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we didn't re-estimate the job, which was just a complete miss on all of our parts, which will never happen again. Any estimates that are over 90 days out always have to get re-evaluated now. And so, oh yeah, Ray had a question here. Playbook for investors that require budget range, mid-range, high range, out based on rent stakes. Yeah, so it's funny you asked that question, Ray, about different levels of finish. We actually, our system, project management system, ties directly into Home Depot. And so we're actually working with Home Depot to set a range, not the right word, but set a group of finishes for low, middle, high, and then maybe have, 2 to 3 different color palettes in each one of those finishes. And so when you come to do a project with us and you go to select your finishes, you're going to have a, set of, call it 9 choices, low, medium, high, silver, bronze, and black, or, some type of color range as well. And, that's something we're directly working with Home Depot on. So that's been amazing. They've been a great partner that we've really kind of getting more aligned with as we've started to grow. And yeah, the overrun was a combination of inflation and also our means of some of our estimating. Some of the framing was just much more detailed than our systems at the time were able to evaluate. I wanted to actually show you some of the details for the framing because I think it's worth noting what they look like. So you can see how these trusses sat, which is a little unstandard, I would say, in kind of this type of construction where if you can see on my screen now, so this was a little bit of a change where we had to install this L bracket here, which is what the trusses sat on. It's an open web truss system. And on the 3rd floor, this steel beam here is 15-foot long continuous and includes the parapet as well. So you can imagine the the means and methods to standing up a 15-foot metal wall was not very easy. Typically, what I've seen in the past is you'll build your building wall and then you'll actually add the parapet later. But in this case, since the steel beam had to be continuous because of the way the trusses sat on that steel beam for the third floor, we had to build these in a continuous fashion. And so that was quite difficult. And you can see here, we also had new trusses, obviously, for the new roof that we had to take on once we took those off. But yeah, it was very complicated framing situation. We had to hire other people to be on site more frequently just for the complexity of the job. Deb's still in the back. I'll kind of field any more questions. We kind of walked through everything. If you guys want me to go back through any particular part of the project, the plans, or have Deb walk us through any particular area, he can do that as well. But happy to field any more questions about this project. We're shooting to be done in the next 2 weeks-ish. We're hoping that our clients can get listings up in the next week or two, so that way they can potentially have renters for April. I'll actually show you guys really quick the deck drawings, which I have here too, so you can see the plans did originally have stairs going to the roof. But so we omitted this section here in yellow to save on the project. So, but yeah, monster steel porch. In this case, this was not a 203K, not a 203K loan. It was a conventional loan. If we don't need Deb to walk through anymore, I'm gonna let him run. He's a busy man, has a lot of things going on. I'm happy to stay on, field any more questions, look at the plans in more detail if that would be helpful for any of you guys, answering more questions about the specific project, about us and what we're doing. But if no one has anything else, I'll happily get back to my Saturday as well, which I'm sure all of you are happy to get back to yours. But if you do need to get a hold of us, we're at qualitybuilders.com. We're on Instagram. We do have a new cool feature on our website, which actually allows you to do an instantaneous estimate. So I don't know if any of you haven't been on our website, but we actually added ADUs in kitchens and baths recently. So now you can actually plug in here and get some rough numbers for ADU, whether it's a garage or a basement. And these are all proprietary numbers. Right now, it's just based off of square footage. So it gives you a rough idea of the cost. When you go through it, you can actually see it breaks it down into labor and material, or we're very, very close to getting it to be broken down in labor and material. I can actually show you what it's going to look like here in the very near future based on a example here. So if I want to do a basement ADU and it's 1,000 square feet, which is pretty standard, which doesn't include a dig down. You can see here, some of these numbers aren't quite right because this isn't live, but we're just adding this feature here of labor and material and also the total. So this is pretty cool. Our next step here with the instant estimate is to actually build out our kitchen and our bath, which are two new features. So right now, this is still based on square footage. But the next step here is you'll be able to pick out your actual finishes. So that way, you're almost getting the most detailed kitchen and bath estimate possible. And then we'll slowly build that out for these other ones. And, on a simple cosmetic renovation, we'll be able to give you a instant estimate that we can stand behind because all of our numbers, our tools are tied directly to this information. And I feel like that's it. I don't have any more questions in the queue. Like I said, you can find us at qualitybuilders.com. You can find us on Instagram at Quality Builders Inc. And you can reach out to me with any other questions that may come to mind at a later time. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful Saturday. I appreciate you joining us. I know you guys are the real deal if you're getting up on Saturday and put in work. So keep at it, and please let us know how we can help you on your next renovation. Take care and have a wonderful weekend.